Hello friends, welcome back to Positive Approach. This is Nitesh Bharadwaj. Today we are going to discuss about our unit number 6, which is gravitation. First of all, we will discuss some important key point of this chapter, and after discussing that, we will proceed toward numerical. Those numerical which are very important for examination point of view, and based upon these key point and the formula we will discuss here. So without wasting any time, let's start. Our first key point is, in case of Earth satellite, perihelion is termed as perigee and aphelion is termed as apogee. Our next important key point is, central force between sun and planet does not give rise to torque. The central force between Earth, between any planet and sun does not give rise to any kind of torque. Our next key point, line joining sun and planet always sweep equal area in equal interval of time. This is Kepler this is Kepler's second law. Line joining sun and planet. The line joining sun and planet always sweep equal area in equal interval of time. And Kepler's second law is the consequences of the law of conservation of angular momentum. Kepler's second law is the consequences of the law of the conservation of angular momentum. That is, aerial velocity of the planet is always constant. What does this implies? Aerial velocity of planet is always constant. Our next Kepler third law is law of period. What state that? Law of period state that t square, which is the time period, is directly proportional to r cube, where r is semi-major axis. Where r is semi-major axis. By expanding this formula, we get t1 square divided by t2 square is equal to r1 cube divided by r2 cube. What does this imply? This implies t2 square is equal to r2 divided by r1 cube into t1 square. By taking under root both sides, we get t2 is equal to r2 divided by r1 raised to power 3 by 2 into t1. By using this formula, we can easily calculate the numerical, in which we can easily calculate the time period by knowing the value of r1, r2 and t1. Okay, our next important key point is, please write down all these key points which are very important for examination point of view. Our next important key point is, this is capital G. What is this capital G? As it's the name of this chapter, this unit is gravitation. Capital G is the constant of gravitation. It is a constant of gravitation and its unit is Newton meter square kg minus 2. Yes, this unit is Newton meter square kg minus 2 and its dimensional formula is m inverse L cube t minus 2. Its unit is Newton meter square and its dimensional formula is m inverse L cube and t minus 2. And the value of this gravitational constant is 6.67 into 10 raised to power minus 11 and unit is Newton meter square kg minus 2. Our next key point is gravitational force. Gravitational force is a central force. It is long range force. It is long range force and gravitational force is independent of the nature of intervening medium. It does not depend upon the medium. Okay, and the value of gravitation force does not depend upon the mass of the object. It does not depend upon mass of the object. Now, as we said that it is a long range force, what does this imply? The value of G between Earth and Sun is 10 raised to power 22 Newton. Even if the distance between Earth and Sun is 1.5 into 10 raised to power 8 kilometer. This distance is very less, although the gravitational force between Earth and Sun is 10 raised to power 22 Newton. So this implies it is a long range force, and gravitational force is also a conservative force. Now our next important key point is, tides formed in sea. Tide forms in sea is due to the gravitational force between moon and the ocean water. In ocean, in sea, why the tide formed? This tide formed due to the gravitational force between moon, and the ocean water. Okay, our next key point is atmosphere of Earth hold due to the gravitational force of Earth. The atmosphere on the Earth, on our planet, is hold due to of this gravitational force. And Cavendish method. This Cavendish method is used to determine this gravitational constant G. Which method is used? Cavendish method is used to calculate and determine the gravitational constant. Now this is capital G and this is gravitational constant. Now we discuss this G. What does this G implies? This small g is acceleration due to gravity. This small g is acceleration due to gravity, and its value is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Its value is equal to 9.8 meter per second square, and this g is equal to capital G capital M divided by r square. Where what is this capital G? This is gravitational constant, and capital mass, this is mass of Earth. This is mass of Earth and this is radius of Earth. This is radius of Earth. What does this imply? This implies this G. This G depends upon mass of Earth, the planet, and the radius of the planet. It does not depend upon mass of object. This small g independent of mass of object. Okay, and its value is 9.8 meter per second square. Our next important key point is the value of G on moon is 1/6 times the value of G on Earth. The value of G acceleration due to gravity on moon is equal to the 1/6 time to that of the value of G on Earth. These are the some important key point of this chapter for today. Now we will discuss some important numerical on the basis of this key point and the formula we discussed. Our first numerical is find the number of days in a year if the distance between Earth and Sun is half of its present value. We have to calculate the number of days in a year if the distance between Earth and Sun is half. Okay, in present, let r1 is the radius of Earth. Okay, and the distance between Earth and Sun, let r1 is the distance between Earth and Sun. Okay, r1 is the distance between Earth and Sun, and distance between Earth and Sun is half. Then what is r2? R2 is half of r1. Okay, now we know that t square is directly proportional to r cube. Okay, now we know that what does this formula implies? We know that t2 is equal to r2 divided by r1 की power 3/2 into t1. Okay, now what is t2? Now here t2 is the time period, so we have to calculate the number of days which is equal to r2. What is r2? R2 is 1/2 r1. What is r1 here? R1 is r1 raised to the power 3/2 into t1. The value of t1 is 1 year here. Find the number of days in a year if the distance between Earth and the Sun is half of its present value. Okay, now what is t2 here? This cancel this 1/2 raised to the power 3/2 year. Okay, which is equal to under 2 1/2 raised to the power 3/2 year. Okay, which is equal to 1/2 1/2 1 year. And how many days in a year? There are 365 days in a year divided by √2. By solving this, we can easily calculate this t2, the number of days. 365 divided by √2. These are the number of days when the distance between the Earth and the Sun is half of its present value. I hope this numerical is clear to you. Our next question is this question we will discuss tomorrow. This question is out of our today's key point. Now our next question is question number 3. What would be the duration of the year if the distance between the earth and the sun gets doubled? Let r1 is the distance between the earth and the sun, and r2 is its second distance if its distance is doubled. Okay, we have to calculate the duration of the year. We know that the formula T2 is equal to R2 divided by R1 raised to power 3 by 2 into T1. Okay, substituting value R2 is 2R1 divided by R1 raised to the power 3 by 2. What is T1 here? This is 1 year, which is equal to R cancel each other, 2 raised to the power 3 by 2 year. Okay, which is equal to under 2 cube years, which is equal to 2 under 2 years, which is equal to 2 into 1.414, which is equal to 2.4208, 24208, which is equal to 2.83 years. T2 is equal to 2.83 years. What would be the duration of the year? 2.83 year. 1 year is equal to 2.83 year if the distance between the earth and the sun gets doubled. I hope this numerical is clear to you. Very easy numerical. Our next numerical is numerical number 4. If the distance between the Neptune and the Saturn from the sun is nearly 10 raised to power 13 meter, let R1 is the distance between the sun and the Neptune, which is equal to 10 raised to power 13 meter, and R2 is the distance from the Saturn from the sun is 10 raised to power 12 meter. What is the ratio of their time period? We know that this formula, T square directly proportional to R cube. Now T2 over T1 square is equal to R2 over R1 raised to the power cube. Now we have to calculate this ratio. Now T2 over T1 is equal to R2 over R1 raised to the power 3 by 2. Substituting the value of R2 and R1, what is R2? R2 is 10 raised to power 12 divided by 10 raised to power 13 into 3 by 2, which is equal to 1 over 10 raised to the power 3 by 2. Okay, which is equal to 1 over under root of 10 cube. By solving this value, we can easily calculate the ratio of their time period. I hope all these numerical are clear to you. That's all about today. Thank you and have a nice day.